Have you ever heard of the most enigmatic beings in the Bible? Get ready for a fascinating journey through ancient mysteries. Today, we will explore the 10 most enigmatic creatures mentioned in the scriptures, revealing hidden secrets and meanings. Have you ever been intrigued by accounts of angels, demons, and other supernatural entities? Want to know how these beings might reflect the challenges and dilemmas we face today? Then, stick with us and dive into this journey of discovery and understanding. Let's cut to the chase and reveal the most intriguing and surprising aspects of these enigmatic creatures from the Bible. The first creature is the Leviathan. Leviathan is a creature mentioned in the Bible, specifically in the books of Job 41, Psalms, and Isaiah, often portrayed as a gigantic sea monster. In the historical and cultural context of the ancient Near East, Leviathan can be understood as a mythological figure reflecting the understanding of the time about the primordial and chaotic forces of the universe. Theologically, Leviathan is interpreted in various ways, as a symbol of evil and chaos that needs to be subdued by God, as a representation of the strength and majesty of divine creation, or even as a metaphor for the destructive forces in human nature. Symbolically, Leviathan personifies the challenges and adversities faced by humanity, whether in the form of natural threats, social conflicts, or existential crises. In modern times, the image of Leviathan can be associated with environmental, political, or social crises, highlighting the need to confront and overcome challenges that threaten the order and harmony of the world. The second creature is Behemoth, mentioned in Job 40 verses 15 to 24. Behemoth is a giant and powerful creature, described with bones like bronze tubes and limbs like iron bars, dwelling in marshes and feeding on grass. This being symbolizes the strength and grandeur of God's creation, highlighting his authority and absolute power. In the historical context of the ancient Near East, where mythologies of civilizations like the Babylonian and Egyptian-influenced Hebrew culture, Behemoth serves to illustrate divine majesty in contrast to human frailty, emphasizing God's sovereignty and the complexity of creation beyond human understanding. The third creature is the Nephilim, mentioned in Genesis 6 verses 1 to 4. They are described as giants and heroes of old, who arose from the union between the sons of God and the daughters of men in the antediluvian period. This historical context of the ancient Near East, replete with mythologies about semi-divine beings, reflects a society marked by violence and corruption, culminating in the Great Flood as an act of divine judgment. Cultural influences from civilizations like the Sumerian and Babylonian, which also had legends of giants, helped shape the narrative of the Nephilim. Theologically, the Nephilim are interpreted in various ways, as literal beings, symbolic representations of human corruption, or echoes of ancient mythologies. Symbolically, they represent the transgression of divine boundaries and the illicit mixing of different orders, serving as a warning against arrogance and moral corruption. In contemporary terms, the Nephilim reflect current ethical dilemmas related to biotechnology and genetic manipulation, as well as questions about moral boundaries and the need for ethical discernment in the pursuit of power and knowledge. The Seraphim is the fourth most enigmatic creature mentioned in the Bible. They are angelic beings described in Isaiah 6 verses 1 to 7, serving directly before the throne of God. In the historical and cultural context of the ancient Near East, Isaiah witnessed a celestial vision reflecting the understanding of the time about the divine, where the earthly royal court was often mirrored in the celestial court, with celestial beings as guardians and divine messengers. Theologically, the Seraphim are interpreted as beings of light and fire, symbolizing purity and holiness, with their wings and chants emphasizing worship and reverence to God. Symbolically, the Seraphim represent the proximity of God to humanity and the importance of purity and holiness in divine presence. In modern times, the image of the Seraphim can inspire a quest for spiritual purity and a deeper connection with the divine, as well as underscore the importance of worship and reverence in religious and spiritual contexts. Fifth creature, the Cherubim. Cherubim are mentioned in various passages of the Bible, including Genesis, Exodus, and Ezekiel, often associated with protection in divine presence. In the historical and cultural context of the ancient Near East, the image of cherubim was common in temples and palaces, representing guardian and protective figures, both in Hebrew tradition and in other cultures of the region. Theologically, cherubim are interpreted as celestial beings of great power and majesty, often depicted as guardians of divine presence and symbols of God's sovereignty over creation. Symbolically, cherubim represent the proximity of God to humanity and divine protection, evoking a sense of security and sanctity in the presence of the sacred. In modern times, the image of cherubim can inspire a quest for spiritual protection and a deeper connection with the divine, as well as emphasize the importance of reverence and worship in religious and spiritual contexts. Would you like to deepen your understanding of the powerful practices discussed in this video even further? In the comments, we provide a valuable resource that complements the content covered here. Don't miss the opportunity to enrich your journey of spiritual and personal growth. Click the link and delve even deeper into the path of positive change. Sixth creature, the Ziz is a gigantic bird, resembling a griffin, which appears in apocryphal texts and Jewish folklore, although not directly in the Bible. In the historical and cultural context of Judaism, the Ziz is often associated with other mythological beings, such as the Behemoth and the Leviathan, as a creature of colossal proportions that inhabits the natural world. Theologically, the Ziz is interpreted as a symbol of the grandeur of divine creation and the diversity of life, reflecting awe and reverence in the face of the vastness and complexity of the natural world. Symbolically, the Ziz can represent God's creative power and the beauty of wildlife, emphasizing the importance of nature preservation and harmonious coexistence among all creatures. In modern times, the image of the Ziz can inspire renewed appreciation for nature and a growing awareness of the importance of environmental conservation and biodiversity protection. Seventh creature, Gog and Magog are mentioned in various passages of the Bible, including Ezekiel 38-39 and Revelation 20 verse 8, as nations or entities that will lead a final battle against the people of God. In the historical and cultural context, these references can be understood as symbolic representations of enemy forces that threaten the order and security of God's people. Theologically, Gog and Magog are interpreted as symbols of evil and opposition to God, representing forces of destruction and chaos that must be defeated by divine intervention. Symbolically, Gog and Magog can be seen as metaphors for the challenges and adversities faced by God's people throughout history, from external threats of war and conflict to internal conflicts of a spiritual and moral nature. In modern times, the image of Gog and Magog can be applied to complex geopolitical situations and global crises, highlighting the persistence of evil and injustice in the world and the need for spiritual vigilance and solidarity among peoples to resist the forces of destruction and promote peace and justice. Eighth creature, the four living creatures. They are mentioned in the book of Revelation, chapter 4, as beings around the throne of God, each with a different face, a man, a lion, an ox, and an eagle. In the historical and cultural context of Revelation, these beings are understood as symbolic representations of divine creation and celestial worship, reflecting the tradition of celestial beings found in Jewish apocalyptic literature and the iconography of the ancient Near East. Theologically, the four living creatures are interpreted as symbols of the totality of creation, representing the different forms of life on earth, man as the rational creature, the lion as the king of animals, the ox as the symbol of labor and strength, and the eagle as the symbol of the sky and transcendence. Symbolically, these beings represent the diversity and complexity of divine creation, as well as the underlying harmony and order. In contemporary terms, the four living creatures can be seen as a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life and the human responsibility to care for creation and promote ecological harmony in a world marked by environmental destruction and biodiversity loss. Ninth creature, the dragon is a recurring figure in mythology and religion, often associated with evil and destruction. In the Bible, specifically in the book of Revelation, the dragon is described as a powerful and malevolent figure, representing Satan or the forces of evil that oppose God and humanity. In the historical and cultural context of Revelation, written during a period of persecution of Christians, the dragon symbolizes the oppression and tyranny faced by followers of Christ. Theologically, the dragon is interpreted as the ultimate antagonist, representing absolute evil and opposition to God and his divine plan of redemption. Symbolically, the dragon personifies the destructive and corrupt forces that permeate the world, inciting conflicts, injustices, and suffering. In modern times, the image of the dragon can be applied to situations of oppression, corruption, and injustice, highlighting the ongoing need to resist evil and promote justice and goodness in the face of the challenges faced by humanity. The pale horse is the last most enigmatic creature of the Bible. It is a figure described in the book of Revelation as one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, representing death. In the historical and cultural context of Revelation, written during a period of persecution and turmoil for the early Christians, the pale horse symbolizes not only physical death but also the devastation and destruction that accompany times of war and chaos. Theologically, the pale horse is interpreted as a representation of the inevitability of death and divine judgment upon the world. Symbolically, it personifies not only physical death but also the spiritual and moral consequences of human actions, highlighting the fragility of life and the need for reflection and repentance. In contemporary terms, the image of the pale horse can be associated with situations of conflict, epidemics, natural disasters, and humanitarian crises, serving as a reminder of the finitude of life and the importance of seeking peace, reconciliation, and justice in a world marked by pain and suffering. Today we explored 10 fascinating creatures of the Bible: Leviathan, Behemoth, Nephilim, Seraphim, Cherubim, Ziz, Gog and Magog, the four living creatures, the dragon, and the pale horse. Each of these creatures carries deep theological and symbolic meanings, reflecting aspects of divine nature, human challenges, and spiritual lessons. Tell me in the comments, which of these creatures intrigued you the most? I invite you to reflect on what you have learned today, exploring how these symbols can influence your lives, your beliefs, and your understandings of the world around you. May this journey help us grow in wisdom and understanding, strengthening our connection with the divine and inspiring us to live more meaningful and compassionate lives. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with friends interested in biblical mysteries. Thank you for watching. Your support is crucial for us to continue bringing quality content. Check out our previous videos on biblical themes and follow us on social media for more updates.